Mr. Ronny does not look 125 pounds.
No. That means that is all muscles. There's no fat there. All right, well, let's see if Ronny shoots and if Oscar can keep him off.
Yeah, again, Ronny, the wrestler from Friend High School, living out in Hoffman Estates, training with Team Top Notch.
Nice hook. Oscar's on his bike. That's what he has to do, and that was what I was afraid of. Quick takedown. Oh, he's got an armbar. No, he's out. Just sheer muscle. That was not a lot of technique, just power. But Oscar's guard is very, very tricky. He slapped on that armbar like it was nobody's business.
Yeah, Oscar from Mexico City, coming here to Chicago from the south side.
And he's in trouble right now with Ronny in side control. Still trying to free up his arms, but that's only a matter of time. Oh, he allowed him to get guard back. Though I'm not sure Ronny cares that much, to be honest.
Well, he should care because this jiu-jitsu looks very slick.
Yeah, it does look slick.
It looks like it's very polished as well. You know, he should be, even though he's a wrestler, he should definitely be watching out because Oscar looks like he definitely has some jiu-jitsu skills.
Yeah, Ronny's been keeping those hands real tight because Oscar's hips are swiveling and those legs are up, and there's another armbar. It doesn't look in, but it comes out of nowhere. He's got knee on belly here. Rolling for a leg. Nope. I thought he was going to go for a knee bar there. But this is the issue. This is the problem, is that top control, that ground and pound. Oh.
Big shot there from Ronny.
That one looked painful. We're back into the same position again where Oscar's trying to climb up those legs, and he's turned the hips already. Ronny has to be careful here. He can cinch up a armbar again, or he can try for a triangle. He's got to keep square.
Yeah, he's definitely throwing those legs up and keeping them there just in case.
Yeah, but Ronny needs to keep his hips square to Oscar's, or else that armbar comes out of nowhere. And I mean, he knows what he wants to do, right? I mean, there's no mystery here what Oscar's planning. He's keeping him his head up against the fence to try to limit his movement, but he can still swivel there. Got kind of a stall at the moment. Oh, he's free. That's an open guard, though, and his hips are already turned. Ronny's not square. He's posting up. Oscar holding on. Again, climbing, looking for that armbar, looking for Ronny to fall asleep on him. The elbow's out at the moment. It's not in danger. Nice little short punch.
So based on this run, who do you give this one to? I mean, Oscar was obviously, kind of, working from the ground, but Ronny did have top control and some big punches there.
Yeah, I think you have to give it to Ronny, especially given, a Western/American context where top wrestling gets more play than submission attempts. But even if that were not true, there was only one submission attempt that was dangerous. The others were just threats. There was nothing happening there, and even though Ronny didn't lay down a hellacious blitz of ground and pound or anything, but he did control, he kept him on his back, and he threw punches when he could. So I think obviously the corners, I don't think that there's much of a mystery here. The top-notch corner saying, shoot, get into the ground again. And I think Oscar's corner is saying, you need to stay light on your feet, stay away from the cage, and use your strikes. But this is a small cage. There's not a lot of places for Oscar to run, so he's got to be really, really nimble.
I wonder if Oscar here is going to try to throw a knee right away, because there's no doubt he's going to shoot, being Ronny.
Yeah, well, he should have it in his arsenal anyway. And
there it is.
And they tried, yep. Oh, head kick, up kick rather, and back to the armbar position, doesn't have it.
And he really tried to get that knee in there. It was close.
Oh, he's trying to. He doesn't have it quite here because Ronny has his elbow tucked, but he was going for like a Darce choke from the bottom. He doesn't have the angle, and Ronny knows it, but he's got to, be cognizant of it just in case.
Now is Ronny here going for a head and arm choke?
He is. He's going for like a Darce choke or an anaconda choke. But because Ronny's arm is tucked underneath, he can't get the pressure on the shoulder he needs in order to cinch it. So Ronny's just hanging out. He keeps his hips square to the ground, and he's not in a lot of danger. So
I see him trying to move counterclockwise to sort of tighten the choke is what they do when they have that choke.
We're back to guard, and we're back where we were, except this time Oscar has got his head towards the middle of the cage. And he's turning him around. Okay. Yeah, and so we're back where we were. This is, again, Ronny not doing anything particularly devastating, but controlling the action with top control. The issue is here is, you'll notice that Oscar's not throwing up those legs nearly as much.
Yeah.
And that's just because, Ronny's been wearing on him. And being on the bottom sucks.
Now, Ronny here, would you rather be in side control? Or
yeah. I mean,
guard?
I think if he wants to be safe from any submission attempts, he should definitely try for side control. But he doesn't seem to be trying for that, though. He doesn't look to necessarily be passing. I think he just wants to remain control and then
look for the ground and pound.
Yeah, though we just passed there. That is what can happen when you're throwing up submissions. Is you got to be careful because they can shuck you off if you're trying for an armbar, which is what happened. And if it's not tight, you end up here.
Now, why is Oscar holding his leg up there, trying to sort of keep him in side control?
He was stopping the mount. That was all he was doing. He was stopping the mount. And then what happened was, and this happened already in the first round, was Ronny tried to create more space to try to get around that leg, and then it allowed Oscar to scoot his hips underneath and get back to guard. He's trying for that triangle, but Ronny is wise to it. It's not working. The thing is, this is tiring for Oscar, definitely. But even for Ronny, having to control, having to continually make that effort, it's not without its payment in terms of energy.
Yeah, he seems to be well composed and still have a lot left in the gas tank. Ronny does.
Yeah, he seems fine. It's just always something you want to watch for when you have a person that's that muscled. That can sometimes be a problem for cardio. Like lactic acid builds up and then you get tired, but he seems okay. All right, round 3. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, lactic acid caused one of my favorite fighters to lose a title fight, Shane Carwin against Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah, he totally gassed out in that fight. After he beat the hell out of him in the first round. And we're back where we were before.
Oh! I'm not sure if that was legal.
I think he looked like he was up, I think. Butt kick there. Again, this is the kind of fight where there's no mystery. You know what I mean? You know exactly what people want to do, but thus far, Oscar's not been able to stop Ronny's takedowns, and Ronny's been staying just ahead of that armbar attempt.
Yeah, it hasn't been a very fan-friendly fight, but he's definitely controlling and trying to pick his spots where he can ground and pound.
Yeah,
Ronny is, but. Again, he's winning the fight handily.
Well, it's interesting you say that because it's true. These kind of wrestling-heavy fights are usually not particularly enjoyable for the ordinary audience member, but actually this audience seems relatively educated. I mean, obviously they're happy that they're striking again, but they weren't booing or, you know, they were watching quietly.
Oh, did he knock him out?
No, it was just a...
It looked like a knee as he tried to shoot there, but our feed went out.
He just stuffed the takedown attempt, that was all. And now is when, you know, gas tank matters the most. Oh,
it looks like he's a little high here, though.
He's high, yeah. He doesn't have him. But there's an armbar here if he can cinch it up. But no, his arm's out, so he's okay. There's nothing.
Yeah, he really lost that position. That was a great opportunity for Oscar.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just jumped the gun a little, got a little too high, and here we are with Ronny right on top.
Well, I mean, Ronny has been very, very sound fundamentally this whole time, not taking too many risks on the ground. It's also what's kept his ground and pound to a minimum, however. But I think he's going to win on a decision if it goes to the cards. Anyway. Now we're in half guard here. Looks like Ronny's making more of an aggressive attempt to pass. Almost has mount. That butterfly's the only thing stopping it. He's mounted now. He's got him.
And he has that arm trapped as well.
Yeah, there's only
just got it out.
20 seconds left. But now is the time to put a stamp on this. Even though, as I said, I think Ronny's going to win it.
From high school and Elmhurst College, Ronny Hauser, your wrestler. It looks like he's going to walk away with the win here.
Yeah, a wrestling clinic. Oscar couldn't stop the takedown, and the submission attempts became sloppier and slower as the fight went along. Good fight. And this is what happens when you're up against an elite wrestler who is, you know, perilously strong. It's just sometimes you know exactly what they want to do. You just can't stop them.
Yeah, the good thing you could say about Oscar is that he was definitely fighting to the end, even in the third round there.
Oh, yeah.
He had him in some positions, and he was, it's not like, you know, some of these guys as amateurs, you can see him sort of give up. So Oscar definitely has a future. He has a heart. Just needs to tune up a little things.
Yeah. I mean, again, going up against a wrestler like this, the only thing you can do is work on your takedown defense and then, you know, hope it's enough.
By unanimous decision.